the craziest hits in rugby history.
The 22! Oh, what a shot! Oh, watch out for Corey Allen! Oh, good shot at the...
First up, Courtney Laws lined up Jules Plisson in the Six Nations and left him seeing stars. The timing, the power, Plisson never stood a chance. And if that wasn't brutal enough, Sébastien Chabal decided Ali Williams needed a new jaw. One charging tackle, and Williams was left broken and battered.
Sébastien Chabal.
But no one hit quite like Brian Lima, the chiropractor. In 2003, he ran straight through Derek Hugard, folding him in half like a deck chair.
Van der Westhuizen. Up over halfway he goes. Oh! What about the tackle from Brian Lima?
Then came Bismarck du Plessis. Dan Carter thought he had time. He didn't. Du Plessis flattened him with one of the most iconic shots of the all-black Springboks rivalry.
Oh, gee, offside, eh?
But Jerry Collins wanted his own piece of history. Colin Charvis came around the corner and Collins dropped him cold. Lights out.
For a tackle, take that.
Owen Farrell wasn't holding back either. Against South Africa, he launched himself into Andre Esterhuizen with a shot that shook the whole stadium.
Esterhuizen tries to bring his nation forward again. Oh, Farrell.
And if you thought Farrell was reckless, Alassana Tuilagi made Oli Devoto regret running down his channel. Pure Samoan power. Manu Tuilagi wanted in too. Blair Cowan collected the ball, Manu lined him up, and boom. Cowan folded in half on impact.
Well, that was a thundering hit.
Nothing compares to Cardiff 2011, semi-final of the Rugby World Cup. Sam Warburton lifted Vincent Clark high, tipped him past horizontal, and drove him into the turf. The referee didn't hesitate. Red card. Warburton walked. Wales' dream was over before it began.
Ball won by Julien Bonner. Sam Warburton, though, with the enormous hit. It's a red card!
And just when fans thought they'd caught their breath, Gavin Henson decided to welcome young Matthew Tate to international rugby by smashing him so hard the poor lad barely touched the ball again.
By Chris Jones pouring through the line-out. Now then, Matthew Tate, that's his first touch.
Josh Lucy didn't just tackle Matt Rogers in 2003, he sent him flying backwards. Rogers was left gasping for air, and England set the tone for the night.
That's great work.
Oh, sensational tackle.
But then came a moment that changed a series. In 2017, Sonny Bill Williams lined up Anthony Watson and launched his shoulder into him. No arms, pure contact. The ref went straight to red. New Zealand were down to 14, and the Lions roared back into the test.
Loose pass though. Now Watson looking to get away from Maholo. Williams there.
Richard Kahui had his own demolition job. In the 2011 World Cup, he folded Quade Cooper in half. Cooper barely knew which way was up, and Opportunistic Demolition made sure Bernard Foley paid the price. Foley thought he had space, but Ofer lined him up and absolutely crunched him. The fly half was left shaken, the crowd stunned by the sheer force of the hit.
Momentum hit. Oh my goodness! Hammered! What a hit!
Then Matt Duffy lined up Damien McKenzie in Super Rugby. McKenzie tried to step his way out, but Duffy read it perfectly and absolutely smashed him, stopping the play dead in its tracks.
Gatlin draws in another defender and then whack! In comes Duffy.
Benson Stanley had no mercy for Johan Huguet in the top 14. Huguet was sprinting free until Stanley lined him up and cut him in half.
Douceur. Oh, le grand plaquage. Le tampon monumental de Benson Stanley.
And if you thought that was big, wait until you see what Courtney Laws did to Morgan Parra. In the 2009 Challenge Cup final, Laws flew out the line, smashed Parra square, and left him broken on the floor. Parra had to be carried off. Loys had announced himself as the most feared hitter in Europe. And to cap it off, Johnny Wilkinson didn't just win a World Cup with his boot, he opened the final with a monster shot on Matt Giteau. Giteau was rattled before the scoreboard even started ticking.
Australia losing a little bit of momentum. Juggled by Giteau and he was hammered.
Brodie Retallick showed why he's one of the toughest locks in the game. In Super Rugby against the Reds, he lined up Wilson and smashed him backwards with a thumping tackle that set the tone for the match.
Goal line dropout. And here's So Wilson, it's back contact by Retallick.
Sterling Mortlock made his presence felt in Super Rugby when he clattered Tony Woodcock. The Wallaby centre flew into the tackle and sent the All Black prop crashing, a collision that had the crowd on their feet.
And they're a bit flat. Watch out for Mortlock!
But the brutality wasn't confined to Union. In the 2014 NRL Grand Final, Sam Burgess shattered Will Chambers' rib with one of the bravest shots you'll ever see. Burgess played on with a broken cheekbone, while Chambers was left busted open. Legendary doesn't even cover it. Tatafu Polota now delivered one of the biggest hits of the 2011 World Cup. Shane Williams thought he'd slipped through, but the Wallaby hooker met him head-on and flipped him backwards in a collision that shocked everyone watching.
The ball might yet bounce it. Bamboozled Shane Williams, and then Williams gets absolutely clattered.
And then came Ben Tamifuna, all 140 kilos of him. In Super Rugby against the Waratahs, he lined up Michael Hooper and crushed him with a thunderous shot. Hooper was sent sprawling, the Chiefs feeding off the energy as the Waratahs' talisman struggled to recover. It was the kind of tackle that stopped the game in its tracks and had fans replaying it over and over.
Ryan lays it back. Now Parler. Oh! What a tackle!
Scott Gibbs isn't just remembered for his tries. In 1997, he sent Os Durant, the beast of South Africa, straight onto his backside. A collision nobody expected the Welsh centre to win.
Scott Gibbs on the charge. Oh, look at him go! What a run by Scott Gibbs!
Courtney Lawes returned to the script in 2017, this time ragdolling Willie Hines in the Premiership. Once again, Lawes came off the line like a missile, and Hines was left in a heap. Then Sam Underhill produced one of the biggest hits ever on the World Cup stage. In 2019, Geordie Barrett took the ball and Underhill folded him in half. Barrett bent the wrong way, the stadium erupted, and England roared to the final.
My goodness, what a hit from Underhill. What a moment this for England.
Waisake Naholo showed his raw power in Super Rugby against the Rebels. The Highlanders winger flew out of the line and smashed his man backwards, a tackle so fierce it set the tone for the rest of the game. But no one matches the way Jan-Hendrik Wessels comes in for this tackle like a heat-seeking missile. No warning, just pure commitment to the tackle. Then we have an illegal hit by Samipe Finau that just crosses the line. Yes, it was massive, yes, it was impactful, but this is exactly what rugby is trying to eliminate from the game. It's a clear foul, but the ref didn't seem to catch a wind of it. And down in Australia, there's a local rivalry that produces and lives for moments we're highlighting today. Queensland versus New South Wales. This match usually perfectly embodies the intensity of state of origin rugby. Bodies are put on the line, pride is always at stake, and hits that will be remembered for years are produced at every minute of this match. And this tackle by Gordon Tallis just sums it all up. This is a match that you'll always be sure to get an ooh moment.
Holds the ball in the one hand and tucks it. Oh! He throws a hospital pass.
It's as if there's usually a declaration in this rivalry that there's no holding back, only pure commitment to the legend of this rivalry. But then there's Maya Hill Moana proving that bone-crushing hits aren't exclusive to the men's game.
Racing McGregor for New Zealand, but at the moment, oh, what a big hit! What a hit!
And rugby is filled with bullies. One of them is Gary Ringrose. He showed us that Irish backs can hit just as hard as anyone when he did this to Dan Biggar. And into the Premiership, Roy Hutchinson decided to absolutely demolish his opponent in what can only be described as a perfectly timed freight train collision. Watch.
For the lead. Oh, what a tackle that was.
Freight trains are terrifying, but so is Schalk Burger, who demonstrated why South African forwards are the stuff of nightmares. Brutal.
Vital tackle made by Juan de Jong.
And just to remind you who Sebastian Chabal really was, here's his second strike against the All Blacks. This man was such a force of nature that he deserves multiple features. And do you remember when Tuilagi ran through Abendanon in the Premiership?
Opportunity to run for the first. Oh, goodness me, Tuilagi on Abendanon.
Away from Premiership over to international rugby again. Scott Barrett won the All Blacks a simple try with this tackle that this halfback never saw coming.
Ricky delivered quickly. Oh, McDermott got nailed.
George North against the Australians serves as our next stop. And it's for good reason too. The Welsh giant has a reputation for demolishing opponents, and this sequence captures exactly why. North picks up a loose ball from the Australians, but he doesn't have space to run into. The most logical thing here would either be to go to the ground or just kick the rugby ball. But George North decides to do what no one could think of in that split second. Israel Folau honestly stood no chance.
It's Murray through the legs from O'Driscoll. George North. Oh, it's taking.
And you might know George Gregan for his playmaking, but it is at this moment in his career that Gregan showed he could deliver when needed. Size doesn't matter when technique and timing are this good. And over to the Pacific Islands, Hunter Paisami showcased the modern Pacific Island power and cunning with a luring kick followed up with this.
In front of him, Manasa Mateele. Oh, then runs into a huge tackle.
With quality in question, Sebastian Chabal can't help but make his third appearance. And he does this in a very Chabal way. But this Namibia versus South Africa match produced a moment that captured this exact emotion in its raw form. Standing up to the Giants even when you're losing, and delivering such a hit proves heart matters as much as reputation.
And
Porter stood his ground.
George North and Richard Hibbard, on the other hand, combined the Welsh power in a sequence that gave us these insane hits. And as we wrap up, here's Nicole Beck absolutely destroying Fiona Pocock with a tackle that went viral for all the right reasons.
on the left winger. Starting to go round. Oh, good running from Pocock. One to beat now. Oh, what a hit going in.
And finally, I want to leave you with this moment from Talalele Gray. This one isn't about crushing hits. This one is about something deeper. During a match between Lyon and Toulouse, Bruni, a Toulouse player, twisted his knee in a tackle. The ref missed it and the play continued. But Gray noticed it and decided to stay. He protected his opponent from other players, and until the medics got there. That simple act may have saved Bruni's career, and that's what rugby is really about. Beneath the collisions, there's respect and there's humanity. Gray's instinct captured everything beautiful about this brutal sport. If you loved this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment with your favorite moment. We don't just love rugby for the hits, we love it for the people who play it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.